Welcome back. We're here with Dr. Keith Smith of the Surgery Center of Oklahoma. Doctor, let's talk about Obamacare's effect on employers. What do you think the effect is?
Well, it's a disaster. It basically is a tax, and taxes discourage everything. They remove money from the economy, and they make the price of doing business much more expensive. Going to require employers to provide insurance that, it's not just insurance, it's a very expensive type of insurance that will make very, very lean times for many employers. Some of them will close their doors. Some of them will let employees go, will push them into part-time positions. A very distorting effect on the economy.
Now, back to the healthcare system, what do you believe can be done so that healthcare could be delivered better? Healthcare services could be delivered better to Americans?
Well, to the extent that the government is involved in healthcare, free markets are not. The effect of free markets and open competition and transparent prices in every other industry in this country is clear. It raises the quality bar and lowers prices. To the extent that government is involved, that is all distorted, and the players that are rewarded for not necessarily having higher quality, and prices tend to rise. So if you look at plastic surgery and LASIK surgery, those are areas in medicine where there is market competition and prices are transparent, and quality has soared over the last few years, and the prices, just like cell phones and computers, have fallen. Almost every other sector of healthcare, the prices have gone through the roof. Of course, what the prices are and what it actually costs to provide that care are two different things, and that's one of the things we hoped to expose and for people to understand when we put our prices online.
And now you're talking about a free market approach to delivering medical care, and like you said, you post the prices of your services on your website, something practically no other medical center offers. How do you see the Surgery Center of Oklahoma faring amidst the problems occurring with Obama's nationalized healthcare plan?
I think, ironically, this bill is going to help us because people are going to realize they can buy health care much, much cheaper than they could buy health coverage. And somebody that's spending $1,500, $1,600 a month, they're going to realize they're spending $18,000 to $20,000 a year on health premiums. And they're going to find the insurance companies are going to be very bureaucratic, and they're not going to pay for much of their health care. They'll figure out coverage doesn't mean care. So they will go to a consumer market, and they'll go online, and they'll see they could have their hernia repaired at my facility for $3,060 for everything. And there are going to be many, many other facilities that are joining us.
You mentioned the price for a hernia operation at your facility. What is the national average then?
The prices that I hear from patients when they come to our facility, when I ask them what was your next best price, is anywhere from 5 to 10 times what our prices are online. Here in Oklahoma City, it's not uncommon at all for a local so-called not-for-profit hospital to charge 6 to 10 times what we do for the same procedure.
Now, do you feel that the federal government would be cracking down on your business for working outside of the parameters being implemented by Obamacare?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that anything's possible. I don't put anything past someone who would say, if you like your plan, you can keep it. I mean, there's no way of knowing what their limits are. I don't anticipate any difficulties here, though, because we don't take any federal money, and we never have. And so that makes it hard for the federal government to get nasty with us, because that's typically how they punish people, is they say, if you don't do what we say, then you can't have any of our money. The other reason I'm very optimistic that we're safe is that the public officials in Oklahoma are definitely behind us and taking note, because they're actually promoting the state of Oklahoma as a great place for businesses to land because of the healthcare costs here. We've been copied and emulated by other facilities here in Oklahoma City, and there's a tremendous deflation in the price of healthcare here in Oklahoma City. So the state officials, the state attorney general, and lots of people here in Oklahoma are very interested in protecting us from any sort of shenanigans that might come at us from Washington.
Now, last question, and I'm sure you offer multiple payment arrangements for your clients and patients. But I'm sure some people in our audience may be curious about digital currencies. The Federal Reserve, Ben Bernanke, has recently commented on this currency known as Bitcoin. Would you ever consider accepting such a digital currency?
That's a great question, and I'm actually spending the rest of the afternoon studying that. My good friend from Reason Magazine, Jim Epstein, has a relative who is an expert on Bitcoin, and I'm plan on talking to him in the next 2 days, and we're seriously considering accepting that as a payment option for patients.
All right. Thank you, Keith, for joining us on the program today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
All right. We hope to have you back soon. All right. That was Dr. Keith Smith right here on WHDT World News. Stay tuned. We have the rest of today's headlines, all of the news from Hollywood, California, and a full report on the weather coming up right here on WHDT.